All right, what is this, round 14?
Number 14, if you can believe it.
We got to get rid of these numbers. These numbers are making me feel old.
I know, it's weird. It's definitely weird, but I like it.
Almost a year of this now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually.
We'll have to do a best of the year.
Well, we were talking about some sort of award system, and I do like that there's always a guy commenting and them giving them awards.
Yeah.
But, like, we probably need to create a trophy or... I don't know, something.
We got to come up with something.
And I think, like, probably two. Because, like, you know, there's, like, two separate classes
Yeah,
that we seem to
good.
really love.
Best and worst.
Yeah, exactly. And then maybe, like, one that's, like, based on their environment. Like, the best room situation for the photo
The
or
best
something.
room.
You know what I mean?
We're trying to get less rooms, not more.
I know, right? Okay, so here we go. Number one. Real subtle.
So this is what I like in head tattoos.
Yeah, me too.
Right? If you're going to be working on your head, I think it suggests you're in a spot that you probably don't really worry too much about employment anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, people would assume this is a job stopper, but what they forget is most of the people who are getting this kind of work, they already have that job security.
Yes.
So have fun. Go nuts, right?
Agreed.
I really, really like this one. I like the sense of depth you get here, too, with the shading of the flail or the morning star or whatever.
I like that they did aggressive dark shading because it's the head.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's going
to soften up.
Get, you know, take on a beating after a while.
This happened to my head tattoo, right? We had to darken it up because we put it in a bit softer, and then a year went by and it had lightened up quite a bit for who knows what reason. Maybe it's sun exposure, whatever. So you want to go super dark so that when it lightens up, there's still something there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. 100%.
So not only is this an awesome looking tattoo to put on your head, but it was done fairly intelligently too.
I love the little detail of the mace coming out of his neck. Like the handle goes into the neck. I love that idea. That's brilliant.
The only problem that I have with this, and this is the only problem, is I don't know how you do more with it. Like,
I mean, that's kind of the tricky thing with
traditional,
neo-traditional thing, where it's like if you're not planning the whole thing, doing a piece, it does kind of limit you. It is its own look, obviously.
That's the thing about traditional is a lot of time things are disconnected like this, right? It's just, for me, my bone with it is I don't want it disconnected. I want it all connected.
Yeah. You want everything together.
But I do love the look of old school traditional, and this one is... This is a really, really good one. It's going to be hard to beat this for me today.
Yeah. You know, that like one of the things that I really like about Japanese traditional is because they include background in everything, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder like when kind of traditional or neo-traditional are going to embrace kind of like a backdrop.
I don't know if we're going to see it.
I'm sure we'll see it eventually.
I think that we just get more nostalgic for this style.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah, the more classic.
Yeah, I think there's ways to... Like, you can dot in around this and stuff, but it's never going to have that cohesion that I'm looking for. But it is very striking.
Yep, it's badass.
Yeah.
All right, next up is a two-parter. So this is someone's plan.
Yeah.
In terms of what they're getting on their torso.
And I think they've got some cool, bold ideas here. This is, again, traditional stuff. A little bit more neo-trad in this case. But I don't think this goes far enough. Right.
And fair.
It's doing a few things that would bug me. It's leaving open big spots. So I think that when you sketch this out, you want to imagine what you would put in here too.
Yeah.
And I know you're not going to cover the nipples here, but there's some spaces here that are kind of framing that you haven't tattooed your nipples, and that's going to drive me a bit crazy too.
Yeah, agreed.
The belly button similar, unless you just black that bad boy out.
I mean, that's always possible.
It's going to, it'll stand out. I mean,
but
there's
I think
a lot.
It's to avoid it from the looks of the snake.
Yeah, I think it's to avoid it, and
fair enough. Those are all terrible areas, so I get it.
I'd like to see this when it's finished. I hope the guy who sent this will
keep us updated.
Because I want to see this progress. Because I would like to see this fleshed out.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot that you don't see in just the lines, like how it's going to be shaded and what colors are going to be used and stuff. Especially since it's traditional, I don't assume it's going to be just black and gray.
Yeah,
and that's all you can see right now, right? So,
but yeah, so he's got through what looks like step one.
Yeah.
So the collarbone.
So this is see, if I just seen this would be upsetting.
Yeah, fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Like this would be, how are you going to continue
done.
now? Like this is you just put a big like smear on a huge area.
Yeah.
right? Like you can do so much with the chest. But since I see he has a plan, I'm wondering how he executes it, though. What's his next step, do you think?
Well, I would say we're probably going to go into the chest. Like we'll probably, I'm guessing
You're going to work
be a
down
bear and then a wolf and then work onto the rows and then do the, or you could line out the whole thing. But I mean,
I would line it all out.
I don't think they're doing that though, from the looks of it, because it's like
piece by piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because this is like what, 2 hours, depending on the speed of the artist.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like,
it's more time than it looks like.
Yeah.
It's more time than the size of the tattoo would suggest.
And like for most guys, I know you're not in this camp because you're Mr. Oh, the chest is really chill. But for most guys, 2 hours on the chest is quite a lot.
I have no problem sitting for my chest. It's one of the easiest days I ever had.
That's wild.
Like I could quite literally fall asleep all day getting my chest tattooed.
Yeah, that's not most of us.
I don't know why. Like I don't know why. I've never had. Even when I first got this done, it was one of the earlier tattoos.
Yeah.
And I found it to be one of the easiest ones I'd had.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah. Anything on the stomach I find far worse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
But yeah, I think that I want to see this progress. I'd like to see the in-between and the finished product if this guy wouldn't mind sending it.
Yeah, keep us updated. I love projects like this.
Me too.
It's like we're learning while they're getting tattooed. It's cool.
Yep.
Next up, a ridiculous portrait.
So we had the Heath Ledger done by I can't remember the artist's name. People kept talking about it.
Yeah, I can't remember either. It was awesome though.
Yeah, it was really, really good. This one's just more for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. This looks almost like. So I had my leg tattoos were a little bit like this. This is sort of like Lee's style, but color, like the way the shading is done and the hair and stuff.
Yep.
This reminds me of the spawn that Lee did on my inner bicep.
Inner bicep.
Yeah, with the bright reds and the dark blacks.
Yeah.
This
high
thing,
contrast.
I love this tattoo. Like if I was gonna get color tattoos, this is the way I would want them to look.
Yeah, nice.
Where it's just really striking color, right? Everything is really hard transitioned, like that white into the blue.
Yeah.
It just sets the blue off so much more, right?
Definitely.
So yeah, I like this Joker more than the last one, but that's not because I think it's better done. I just think this is more my flavor. But,
more ominous.
I mean, I could also see other people liking the other one more. But
Sure, yeah. They're both well done.
Yeah.
This one would have been quicker, I would assume.
Oh, I think so, for sure.
The thing that I really like about this, though, is the shape on the calf. Like the outside of the calf, that swoop up there, that's perfect with the body.
Yeah.
Like,
Lee did that on mine, too. Yeah, the
like
swoop.
When an artist can really emphasize the naturalness of the body, the curve that happens in the body, it just makes the tattoo kind of sing better.
And anytime you can get away with doing a lot of mag shading and portrait work, you're going to get a quicker tattoo.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I would only think that this took a few hours.
4 or 5, I would say.
You think?
Yeah. There is a lot there. And there's like, yeah, I mean, you could argue less.
I mean, I've just seen too much of what Lee was doing with. Yeah. I mean, this is color, so it's going to be longer than that.
Yeah, but there's like a lot of,
We did that Frankenstein on my thigh.
Yeah.
It was like this big, 55 minutes.
Yeah, I just Lee's like a whole nother level, man. Even for a fast artist, like I don't know. I would
curious,
say probably 4 or 5 hours.
Whoever sent this, I would love to know how long it took.
Yeah, me too.
Because we may be way off.
Yeah, we could be.
What are you talking about? That took 15 hours.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it to me, but I love this tattoo.
Yeah, I agree.
So
dope. All right, next up.
This is cool too.
Yeah.
And this healed really, really well.
Is this healed?
I think so. Is it?
I don't think so, man. I think that's fresh. I just think the whatever light is over top of this.
So if it's fresh, then
hazing it out.
The black isn't dark enough.
Well, but I don't know because like this
unless there's a filter on this.
Well, okay, so like sometimes when we have these lights above them and the exposure's set wrong, it kind of gives that milky look.
Well, I know all about black exposure problems.
100% you do. So I'm guessing that's what's going on here because the black has this kind of like grayiness to it.
Okay, so this is fresh. My problem then is I wish they had have limited the detail over the knuckles.
Oh, yeah,
like, because I don't know how this thing heals now. I don't know if there's a healed version of this picture they could send us, but I'm a little worried about how it heals.
I mean, the only thing is that they've they've done that's a little bit clever. Yeah, they've added a lot of detail in there, but it's all kind of like stuff that you could technically have blurred away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the hair here, and like
sure,
kind of the blood on the mouth thing, and then like the rope. Like those are all things that you could
stuff
kind
that
of
doesn't
lose.
matter too much to the structure.
Yeah. And you'll still have a decent image afterwards.
Yeah. So at least they got the face mostly on the hand, because even though people always talk like hand tattoos don't last, they actually do pretty good. It's just certain parts of the hand that don't. Right? You get into the knuckles or like the far parts of the hand where they're more calloused. That's where you're going to lose most stuff.
Well, like they threw white in here into this little hook end here.
Yeah.
They didn't need to do that.
No.
Like that's gone.
It's unnecessary trauma, and it's going to be too dry. And yeah.
But overall, dope image.
If they're going to do white highlights, wait till it's healed and then hit it later.
Yeah.
Right.
Fair.
And then you get a better chance because the whole hand isn't done. But I do like this one a lot. It's not my style, but I do love the image they've got here.
Yeah, it's super cool.
I like the red highlights a lot.
Yeah, that smoke coming out of there is really nice. I'm assuming the same person did whatever's above, and that above stuff is healed pretty well.
Yep.
It's nice and soft.
Nice transition from the wrist to the hand for sure.
Yep.
And
pretty dope.
Yeah, I want to see this one healed. So
yeah, agreed. If you want to send it in, send it in. And then last but not least,
leggy tattoo.
Yep.
Yeah, and
full
this
leggy.
Yeah, this looks healed.
And an eyeball.
And
and
eyeballs, pizza eyes, and hands.
Yep.
And the hands are actually pretty good.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're melting cheese hands.
I like that.
This looks like it's healed and fairly old. So I think this is holding up great.
Yeah, oh yeah.
This looks like, how old would you say this is?
Oh man, I would say
I can tell
least,
it's old, but
like it's hard for me to tell when it's more than 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks fully settled.
Yeah.
So I would say anywhere from 3 to 5. I'm just trying to think of when this type of a style would be more popular.
Yeah, I don't know. I can tell just by looking at the eye how the shading is kind of like settled in there, that this is this was done really well, and it's just quite old now.
Yeah, I like it.
So I'm thinking 10-ish years, but
I always just when I see concepts like this, I'm just like, man, how high were you when you were drawing?
yeah. There was some genuine inspiration.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because like you don't see, unless they seen it on like a flash sheet, but
even still, then the artist had to make that flash, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, one of these times I was eating pizza and a pepperoni looked like an eyeball to me, and so I just decided to
make a terrifying pizza eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
I love it.
This thing is equal parts hilarious, creepy, and cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Really
It's
it
a
is.
great blend of all three.
Yeah, I dig it.
I love the detail that went into making that pepperoni really show.
Yeah.
Right? And for such little hands, they really killed it on them.
Yeah.
So whoever did this for such a fun little tattoo, they did a great job.
Yeah, I like it.
I would be happy to sport this on my legs.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Well, you could do it in white if you wanted to.
Not today.
That's fair.
Maybe one day.
Reasonable.
I have considered leaving my legs open to do fun white ink tattoos.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
But who knows? I'm not there yet, but I don't have a better plan. So
Someday
I may end
you'll
up
make
with
it.
one of these.
Hell yeah.
I may end up with several of these.
I would love that. All right. Well, keep on sending these tattoos. We'll keep talking about them.
Yeah,
Hell
we're
yeah.
having a blast.